Council wishes to show its respects to the first custodians of the land which we meet the narrative and pays respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Welcome to the community and the public. Please do not mobile phone and be silent. Members of the public, please note that photography or recording by any device is restricted to at council meeting in accordance with the council's code of meeting practice unless permission is granted by council. By attending this meeting in person, send to an audio-visual live webcast and promoting the council website. I remind council and staff that the code of conduct applies to this meeting. And members of the public must adhere to the behaviour section of the code of meeting practice. Public forum speakers must ensure their address is not to represent, disrespect, or release any personal information about any other individual without their consent. Speakers must ensure their address does not include any comments or information that may present legal risk. Council accepts no liability for any damages that result in disrespect or comments made by persons attending this meeting. All liability will rest with an individual made comment. The toilets are located upstairs to the left here at my door. There are two exits. To the left, if you need to exit, please exit and go to the assembly marshal at the council car park located at Commissioner Street. We have no councillors on Zoom today, so don't do that. Apologies for council meetings. So that's all in favour. Thank you. I'm moving to public forum. Do I have a second? Yes, public, thank you. The first speaker is on Zoom. So you're on mute. Is that okay? Hello. Can I start? You can. You have 5 minutes. I'll give you a bell at 4 minutes 30, and then you have 30 seconds to finish up. And I'm president of the Ministry and special the govt application today. I led this application being approved on the basis that there are still outstanding issues. Previous to government, specifically, the issue is this: that the land is known that there's a tourist zone to use tourism purposes. Yet, the result of the DA application in 2017 was that a private resident was built and the land has never been used to tourism like this. Like these, I asked them to reverse the decision of the DA today until it can be demonstrated that the land was used. I'm objecting on this. This is not just a question of technicality. There's an underlying principle here, which is that East Line, the last 5 to 7 years, has not, the development in that has not gone to the plan, the original plan. If you look at the zoning that we based on, it's a central village area, which is zoned as island, which is for the purposes of providing facilities that help with the village growth, recreation, and now adjacent to that is a tourism zone, which is the lake, which is on a village, and then out from that residential areas. So these residential areas are put in great environmental zones. So there was a plan, and both the years, we consistently seen these language zones. So here at Guise last year, weekly environmental zone land was
put to eco village use, even though they've got no intention of using that land. And it's a vast organisation. The other end, the C3 zone land, suddenly, 10 years ago, seriously in the LPP provision, depending on subdivision. That ended up recreational land, which is now being occupied by the bar shed, the trees were chopped down, it's now no longer recreational land. Then, unfortunately, the subdivision law, road, which was supposed to be village zoning, which is now completely chopped off. Residential councils with no open space, no that's a be forever in 2017. Residential will be on this tourism zone back. And I say, council, enough is enough. Now is the time to put your attention on this to and approve development applications that are consistent with the zoning of the village, that protect our village, which build up the tourism, which provide the best amenity that they can. Planning commission is perfect tourism development, swimming, sailing. There are other issues with this development application interrupts and the previous development application standards access to the infrastructure they now activate to dates. Private investment and the expanded tourism and the access, pedestrian access, we will open this up so visitors, tourism facilities, the lake, and now we have houses with open vessels. So given the above, I'm asking the council to take a step back and consider in a holistic way the various uses of this piece of land question and the implications of this subdivision. I'm enjoying a lot that they've already started back in 2017. Further, I've worked with DA up to the big picture planning it's really considered. In a nutshell, I'm asking the council to ensure that the tourist zone ban being considered for subdivision here is used for tourism purposes. It's put into this.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Does anyone have any questions?
Just to market, and how to start to get there, you start with the goal that that's the vision. And the planning act that the lower some to depend on so we're going to be going outside something wrong like that. Must be repeated. They ask you to here.
Sorry, Margaret, we're just losing everything up, breaking up.
Right. There is whatever the case voting as long and
All right, we'll just clarify from the CFO.
I think part of this reference to those one which was the vote is on boundaries. The previous applications for the commission.
Thank you. any more questions? Mark? No, good. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Next speaker is you. Would you like just to come up? Yep, there's just a microphone there. You'll have 5 minutes, and I will give you a for
Thanks for your time today. I'm representing Monaro. Today. And Monaro stands for the landscape of Monaro, about balance, about acknowledging all things that are important to our community. We're not members. We have over 1,500 members on Facebook and Silver. We come from the locations, Jimmy, Sydney, Melbourne, and all points in between. We're locals, for those who regularly visit this area. They are artists, authors, academics, filmmakers, cafe owners, truck drivers. We're not anti-renewable energy. We want scenic protection for special. The area we refer to is once covered by this council of LED. It's a scenic forest. What that status between the state and the council. You are our elected representatives. The elected leaders of our community. I sometimes hear that this is the state issue of local governments. Many councils are facing the landscape new land that we are. Recently, the OG Council opposed the solar company the approach for opposition was heard. Just 3 weeks ago, the Commissioner of the New South Wales Land and Environment Board ruled the project was, quote, if officially sets the good landscape sector and joined with the town's main efforts for demonstrating the development proposal is not suitable for this site. Sounds very like what we have done with the interacting proposal is not suitable. Send it to my brothers. May not visibility of the major entrance corridors between the area. The urgency of climate change has placed Australia in its headline rush. Whenever there's a headline rush for anything, especially something we haven't done before, our often regrets. Let's not let this happen. Tourism is one of the main pillars of our economy. Australia, it changes. Unexplored landscapes become the exception. We need to preserve what's important culturally as well as economically. We can do this and still play a positive part. We ask you to support our desire for central protection for this area. Support the motion to seek state funding for scenic overlay. Last year, we now made the plan of advice to provide detail how the integrated visual overlay of the brothers area which we submitted to the council. I table this document again now, but it can still value for Real Monaro is also engaged in professional carry out cultural and landscape study in the area. Much of what needs to be done for we ask you, our local council, our elected representatives, support the protection of both cultural and historical visual very much.
Any questions from councillors? Once again, if you don't mind,
We have, let's say, no, they're exactly. I think we've got pressure on that. We have, and part of it, part of what people think about. Certain representation, but that's thank you.
Any other questions?
The simple they said it, sorry, we were, but good now. That was a good original equivalent of error, like one thing, but yeah, one.
The next time is set.
Well, I think so, yeah, I think, yeah, if we can agree, present that to people. Have a private court, actually,
Yeah, that's one point. I think the developments will I think the developments in the house will be developed. Places for from my personally, places for yeah, I think that's like brilliant. Actually, yeah, yeah, thanks.
Any more questions? No, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Thank you. I reopen the meeting once. Any solution technicals from councillors? No, you, Matt still like section C.
Is just want to run through matters that have been dealt by exception by council. Screen. So just listen to these, please. The following items listed. Business back, will be dealt with separately. Other than the following meetings, which will be by exception, item 7.1, information minutes, including the council meeting, 1st of December 2023. Item 9.2.1, funds management report, December 2023. Item 9.2.2, funds management report, January 2024. 931, proposed execution report, venture charges, proposals. Item 9.312, progress report, February 24. Item 9.3.3, assembly reference to the Board of District Improvement Committee. Item 9.3.4, survey, power supply upgrade. Item 9.3.6, amendments to the council meeting schedule for 2024. 9.3.8, financial sustainability recommendations, practice update. 9.4.2, the events of the ratifications. 9.5.1, resolution of action schedule updates. Also items 10.1, minutes of the management and advisory committees. Item 10.2, minutes from the local government committee, the 23rd of January 2024. Item 13.1, questions with notice. We got to be supplier and rental vehicles. Items 14.1, LNG investment. Item 14.2, legislation of question potential claims against Snowy Monaro Shite Council. And item 14.3, CEO's performance agreement. I'd like to talk to so just do the confidential matters that dealt with the electronic investment. The council received transfer the operation and assets being lodged to the respect under the conditions outlined in the report. 14.1, 14.2, the council had the information for legal actions and potential claims against Snowy Monaro Council report. And on 14.3, see that performance agreement and the intact performance agreement. See that.
Thank you. I just want to clarify one. I've got by the clean finance exception, but it's not there. It's the profile that's the 7 oh, sorry, it's 7. Everybody's happy with that. Do I have to move up? Councillor Summers, Councillor Davis, second. All those in favour? Thank you. Moving on to 8.1, development application. Do I have a recommendation that is on board? Oh, I apologise. I have a mayoral minute. I do apologise. Thank you for repeating that. I have a mayoral minute. We'll go straight to 12.1. So we'll just change the agenda. So I am asking for 9.2.3 to be forwarded. So it's adopting of the 2022-2023 financial statement. To the start of the meeting, as we have got the Auditor General's office to which are online. I think 9.2.4. Yep. You, seconder, Councillor Stewart, Councillor Davis, all those in favour? Thank you. So we will move now to items 9.2.4. This. What you move, try and move the items. The audit. Davis, thank you. Councillor Davis, seconder. Councillor. Sorry, check. So what we'll do is that's okay. Which is a so we move us in front of Davis or then to the committee. Thank you. We're in the committee. So I think we're just going to have a chat without the importance, if that's okay. Any questions that council have? Welcome.
Thank you. So the audit was completed at the end of December. We have issued our audit report. We noted that it was qualified on 2 bases. One was a limitation of scope on the completeness and accuracy of the road assets. We did have some issues in obtaining sufficient and appropriate audit evidence for those road assets due to a number of the fixed asset register, including a number of assets that were private land and vice versa, and also some subdivisions that were not included in the fixed asset register. Management have advised that they will be working on that this year in order to provide us with sufficient evidence for the upcoming 32 audit. It was also qualified on the basis of the RFS assets, as those were material but not within the financial statements. I'm more than happy to take any question from the audit process or capital report.
Thank you. Councillors, do you have any questions in regards to this topic? Councillor Summers.
Thank you. It's the council summits that I've spoken to before the questions that you had. I apologise for any repetition, but I would like the community to become aware of the reasons for the uplift in the audit fees and the responsiveness of the audit office to representations made to them by the community as a catalyst for that. And if you could step us through why that uplift occurred in the community.
Yes, we had some significant issues that arose during the course of this audit. Our initial audit fee is based on having the information provided to us for the audit in a timely manner, and also to a certain level of quality. Issues that we encountered were firstly the qualification. So there was a significant amount of work that needed to be done in order to try and verify those road assets. We obviously do not qualify financial reports lightly, so we try and obtain the information where possible. Also, when there is a qualification, we need to involve senior members of the audit office in those discussions. We have the technical issues from it that goes through. Similarly, with the best assets, that also needed to go through our technical issues. In terms of other areas, management did go through a large exercise this year of trying to tidy up the financial statements. So as a result of that, there were a large number of changes that were made to reconciliations, etc. So we did need received quite a number of different copies of various reconciliations, etc. as part of that tidy up process, which we then needed to look at. There were also two prior period errors that we needed to deal with. One in relation to landfill assets. The capital area for that was not appropriate in the prior years, so there was further work needed to be done on that. And again, that needs to go through a technical area. We have prior period errors, and also there was a comprehensive revaluation of land and buildings done this year, which identified some errors that had occurred in previous revaluations. In addition, there were numerous different extensions to the time period. So the audit actually lasted for a few months in addition to what we had proposed. So all of those together led to the additional costs.
And the second thing I'd like to make a comment on the cooperation of the staff in the activity and the perception of their openness and development to provide to us.
Yeah, we received full cooperation from the finance team in our work. As mentioned, they were doing a large exercise to try and tidy up the books and records. So from an audit office perspective, we could see that there was certainly, attempts and significant work that went into tying everything up. We were given the full cooperation from everyone, and it was very open process.
So no signals or indicators that we can come forward.
No, we didn't. We it was nothing to report. I think there has been concern in our community around the auditing process in council. I think it's really valuable that they have this online today to actually give these reports, because it actually gives a base to the process that we go through. And so I would you just to reiterate how thoroughly our processes and the fact that this is a really complex process, and it sounds like the this year's or last year's audit, everything's audit, that the audit office is actually increasing their degree of the council processes. The audit of local councils, it is complicated. Local councils are involved in many different activities, so there are certainly a large number of risk areas that we need to look at as part of the audit office. The audit office follows the auditing standards of Australia, so there are some compliance requirements that we need to do as part of that, and that involves looking at all areas of operations of the council in respect to its financial management. There have been some increases in the amount of work that we need to do under those auditing standards that came in last year. So we are now required to do more work in terms of the ITGCs, we call them, the IT controls and activities of the business. We also look at areas such as potential frauds, we look at cyber risk, etc. So, due to the complexity of the business, that increases the amount of work that's required. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from council before we go back to the meeting? Can I have someone to move down to the meeting? Thank you, Councillor Davis, Councillor Collins, second, all those in favour? Thank you. We're back into meeting. The movement motions. Councillor Davis, would you like to do a big motion?
I'd like to thank the Monday office in Richard for actually representing the court today. Whilst council has done enormous amount of work in regard to improving our processes around financial audits, the amount of work that staff have to put into cannot be underestimated. I'd like to thank the staff for the amount of work that they've done. Thank you.
Thank you. Would like someone speaking against the recommendation? Okay. Would you like to talk about the recommendation? Is that what done?
Just very briefly to again reiterate the council Davis' points about the efforts that the staff have made. And it is also a two-way street, even the audit risk community, when the audit general office for their availability, when we needed to consult with them, had them attend our meetings in some way they can always be very collaborative and cooperative, and it is confidence that there's a good relationship, and that the two-way street is now being one where both parties can ask the questions and get the answers. And so to the finance team, thank you very much for the hard work that you've put in. It's been important, of course, it's ongoing, and we're still going to have difficult decisions as a governing body in the future to put a move that is some way on. So high expectations of following the cash have to be set aside. It's still a hard road to go, but I think that progress that we've made in terms of the processes is the audit office, the commissioners of the audit committee will make a very good track.
Thank you, Councillor Officer. No one needs the motion. That motion for the favour of the recommendation on board. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that, Sue. Really appreciate you joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sue. All right, so we will move back to 8.1, the application. Do I have a move up for a recommendation?
I'll move the presentation. Those through you, Mr. Chair, to Director of Operations. Mark McKinnon had brought up a valid issue around the original planning for criteria for entity design. And we have continuous concern about development of professional certification. So is she correct with regard to this development being tourist friendly and now being residential? Now we did a discussion prior, but can you just clarify Margaret's response in regard to her objection?
The application process for the subdivision. It wasn't visible to using doers, which gives you initial use and the inclusion of development documents. Was used that was any future use would need to meet the objectives of that zone to us. And they haven't said that. The other things still there. So utilise the place that issue. The objective is obviously making this future use.
I suppose it's a clarification of regard to Margaret's question. We'll get to clarify the money. It's just
Are you happy to move the recommendation? Do I have a second up for this recommendation? Councillor B, Councillor Davis, would you like to the recommendation? No, you guys want to talk against the recommendation? So that I put the motion, all those in favour of the motion, that's on the board. Unanimous. Thank you. Moving on to 9.1, being operational, that I have a move up for Council Summers. I'd like to move the recommendation. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Higgins, thank you. Councillor Summers, would you like to talk on the recommendation?
Yes, I could. I think this is a very welcome event that we helping offer the funding from New South Wales government to upgrade the Australian Calvin Bridge. We're aware it's both of these items have been on for a long time. They've been on again and on again as funding has been provided and promises have been made that we've never not coming to fruition. But this time the money is very close to landing, and quite the time too, given that it's a pre-election promise to the current incumbent. I think the people out there are very welcome to the upgrades. We've been very clear as a council. This will be the extent of that input into this project. And very confident in our project team, particularly the parameters of finance. So we should be confident that there won't be any blowouts unless there are particularly circumstances that we should come to that. Consider that. I would like to thank the New South Wales government to do these upgrades and commend the recommendation to the councils.
Thank you, Councillor Summers. Do I have someone speaking against the recommendation? No. Excellent. With that, I put the recommendation. All those in favour? Thank you. Moving on to finance, 9.2.3, the quarterly budget review statement. To ask for a recommendation. Councillor Davis, moving the staff recommendation. Thank you. Do I have a second? Councillor Summers. Davis.
So through you, Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask the Director of Finance, CFO, to actually give us an understanding of the changes in the reporting and exactly why councils.
Thank you. Councillor Davis and through you, Mr. Mayor. So the current PBRS approves this information. The change was made to report to align how all local government accounting systems recognise debits and credits, where our system showing incomes of credit and expenses as a debit, which to the public, the credit income which shows a negative sign and the expenses and the debits which show a positive sign. So this change doesn't affect any calculations. And the process was initiated to improve automation directly from our system, that we should have been communicating that to the public. Also, members of the public notice of changes to the final budget. This occurred because the decision of the council to move items in the council meeting after the report had been produced. The new revised totals are correct. One other point in the cash and investments page. Aged care bonds were stated as a total of 4.92 million, rather than split between individual facilities, which for noting was 655,000 Snowy Monaro Shite at December 31, 4.265 million for that land cost. But again, the total of all aged care bonds in reserve remains correct. And one final minor thing on this question contract page regards to $650,000 civil construction contract. To clarify, this was awarded to advance.
Thank you, CFO. Councillor Davis.
Thank you very much. That's what I can say.
Do I have someone talking against the recommendation? No. Motion. All those in favour? Thank you very much. Now moving on to 9.2.5 in terms of reference. I have working through. Do I have a move for a recommendation? Yeah. Councillor Hawkins, what's your motion?
That Councillor Dr. Jansen.
Like that, are we adding the councillors to the 4 councillors?
Sure. Be made up of the mayor and it's right now, just we have following
Do I have a second about?
So pass it. As we come to the vote, that any of the council of the we
I have a second to the recommend Councillor Summers. Councillor Hopkins, would you like to call for your recommendation?
Look, just to, this has been, I guess, it's a good opportunity to speak about the parameters for the finance working group that's been on the number of conversations and, try and find a working with the finance team and the community, to ensure that there's robustness and accuracy in our reporting. I recommend that we have a number of councillors nominated. I think four councillors to participate. This is the
Thank you so much, Councillor. Last someone speaking against the recommendation. Yeah,
sorry, not against, but that's the question.
yes.
Just to clarify, what it would be by the naming of councillors, does this add on to the work that will need to be done post September if the named councillors are no longer councillors to keep the finance working group continuing? So to be specific is my question. Will we just appoint those specific councillors as a result of the appointment of their councillors?
sorry. We'll just include this in the same process we have to go through the council representatives in any event. So you won't be able to keep
Any other questions or talking against recommendations? Right? No. That I put the recommendation. All those in favour of the recommendation? Yeah, thank you. Moving on to 9.3.9. The amendment to the donation sponsorship to remind that they move up for the recommendation. Thank you, Councillor Summers, Secretary, Councillor Davis, Councillor Summers, would you like to talk to the recommendation? Thank you. Do I have someone talking against the recommendation? No. That, I put the motion. All those in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. Moving on to 9.3.7, open space and recreation facility advisory committee.
Well, I would like to, rather long question, to email it. I would like to read that we, help each other with following changes and the changes of that. On the screen, I'm happy to read with more if someone would like.
Yes, it's on the list.
So that accept the draft with following changes. Purposes start with representative responsibilities of govt operations and Snowy Monaro Shite Council facilities. The council should be ready to conduct with other councils speakers and meeting. Point 2, the role of the DG, which will seek council to remain in tune with the region, the community, regarding open spaces, recreation facilities in the Snowy Monaro region. The committee will offer suggestions on the delivery of exercise and investigation and open spaces strategy, provide recommendations regarding concerned service levels for open spaces and recreation facilities, provide input on the development of asset management plans and recreational facility plans, provide recommendations regarding priorities of projects, work with council and communities regarding project consents, and increase both the power of the business change, and for the structure of the commission of the community. The community should consist of minimum of 5, the maximum of 9 to 30 members.
the membership shall be made up of one councillor representing 8 community members. Next statements will be made to ensure uniformity and diversity. From this membership, the committee will elect public areas that is LGBT and thereafter and extend their benefit. Council staff and community members may and council agent for the information. I provide the committee. The whole office is provided by the council or committee members that be appointed by resolution of the council or being able to vote to take part in the interests of the committee. Throughout the term of the meeting, the composition, structure, and charge of the committee shall be reviewed and recommendation made to council as provided. Meetings will be held in the 4 times per year and another time with expression of agenda or the recommendation of the committee. Meeting dates and times to be determined by the committee and its inaugural meeting and board of council for information. 5.1, attendance may change. 5.2, vacancy may change. 6.2, secretary, committee, and the wording minutes that goes within 1 week of the meeting to ensure timely engagement and up to business papers. Item 7, meeting. The next meeting has been held in the library, but being added, giving to attendance by audio visual to be arranged for each meeting. Item 8, forum may change. Item 9, review and secretary meeting may change. Please add item 10, like item of the board of government, meeting moderated with graduates and solid confidence, basically by 3 annual preparation and open space strategy. Same there with each of the council day and any other events.
Thank you, Councillor. Should we have a second up? Councillor Dodge, thank you. Councillor, would you like to walk my role recommendation?
I'll get some very quickly. We really present that the draft was specified in the charge as it was started with the emergency one. I think it's very important strategically for everybody to go and is to think regionally. So we can't do having community separate. I mean, it's a management committee. If we're doing something strategic, we need to talk about the region as a whole. So that's why I've brought this to make sure it is inclusive and that we work with every community throughout the region in terms of informational and open space. The rest of it, I hope, is fairly self-explanatory. We've been having quite a long time to get to this point, and I was a bit concerned about any further delay. I think it's really important to move forward, to advertise for members of the community and get the best need to help. So that's why I'm taking probably an extra step of drafting the changes now, which I hope to be adopted at this meeting, rather than further revisions and further delays.
Thank you, Councillor. Then I'd like to talk again for the recommendation.
Can I ask a question? Yes. Just about, can we go to the thing about the minutes? Or need to be what's circulated exactly to the people who were on the committee or to external to come together?
So they need to be separate, obviously, to the committee, but also forwarded to council in a timing that is making that following.
Okay, so that's just requiring the minutes. Can we just clarify, maybe circulated to committee members within this 1 week? But just because I know that's always the first step, and that might take the longest really to get everybody's feedback before it's ready to come to.
Sure, there's anything behind it, but because I'm not sure you're going to be looking at media. I mean, it's 3 to 6 months later and too late.
Yeah, I appreciate the intent. I just didn't want to create something.
Thank you.
Can you represent? No, I think.
Yes.
Well, no, I don't agree with that they should, but we should be.
Council will start with the other things for business.
But well, when you're on a committee, then the minutes aren't taken, and then they're circulated to everyone from the committee. That's not the period where
people can make corrections or make changes in the things rather than send it around. That might take, that then it can be sent to council. And that might take.
Sorry, can I say clarification?
It's fine not to have that in there, set up the processes that we set up in the committee, and they please should be okay.
Yeah.
We don't identify specific requirement for all committees and they need to provide the budget back to us. So we don't need that to your word, and we'll have that where.
Will work. Okay, so that's a given.
That's a given.
Okay.
Committees.
Yeah. No, I'm happy.
Thank you. That's good. Morning, Councillor B.
Just a quick question of that. Yeah, this will look at the fourth down. Yeah, not big enough. We're getting our football.
Given the fact that the chair did this one very big and it's a option. That's the member of the party consideration. Actually, not member between should be.
Yeah, just one question. This committee won't override the committee's own decision. That's why they want to go. I mean, that's override, say, a management committee. Show around those. Well,
Yeah, no, I'm comfortable with the way it's, that's great. It's like the direction of the recommendation.
yeah, that's what it is.
Excellent. Thanks to Dave. Anyone against the recommendation?
Yeah, we need to go.
You've got that into terms of reference and
Mostly it's still all like the event. Well, then you see, yeah, so, so the council is A, it's a government authority. Where that got to be.
have to do that now. We'll get the deal when we get the representing that. Then we'll deal. That's you. You have to do it now. Yeah. No, thanks.
I don't.
Do I second that? Yep. Thank you. You have to do that. Thank you. Now, against Councillor Summers.
I think listening at the margin, speaking about civil judgment out there, what we have on. As a matter of principle, let's be better. And to see that some issues, it's a strategic thing here. It's something we have really make these sorts of decisions. I don't like the idea of creating something that possibly becomes a target. That's just my point of view in relation to communities. Yes, communities are better in my book. It's done when the government office actually doesn't work. But I don't
Thank you. Now, results. Would anyone like to talk on the recommendation? Councillor Mitchell.
I think that I disagree with him. Just because I think the community really needs say in the council where it's for and the community needs to have expressing an opinion. And what comes through the committee is actually an argument. It becomes an argument. So corporate argument, point of view. And so I think it's much more precise way to gauge what the committee is. So I really recommend the motion. It's great.
Thank you, Councillor Mitchell. Anyone like to speak against the recommendation? Councillor Hoffman, right reply.
Look, just briefly, I feel that, Councillor Mitchell has suggested that, but, rather than having sort of one more community and, making it done, I thought it's important to give the community to be involved in management of their space, and if this is community work council, not directing council, but it's utilising it to visit the community in the way that they want it, to look and to live, it's working with people and that.
Thank you, Councillor. With that, all those in favour of the recommendation. Unanimous. Thank you. Moving on to 9.5. Let's 9.5.2. Davis.
Yes, thank you. That we have a very short time frame to actually move, to actually provide notices of motion. I'd like to suggest that we actually put up a notice of motion, even though I fully recognise that many councils will do this around the financial sustainability of local government, and the fact that local government is the closest body of government to the community. Now, we're often shifting from many of our.
Sorry, can I just clarify your motion is, I said a second, we got it today, what you're actually talking about.
I just want to put up a motion around financial sustainability. And why?
Can we get the wording of the motion before we get a second?
So what I want to do is put forward a notice of motion to the General Assembly, July 2024, that the Australian government improves the financial sustainability of councils across Australia.
Let me just sorry. Just type down. So, have you got that written out?
It is a point. Yeah.
So can I recommend, sorry, can we, yeah, I was going to say, can I recommend that we move the motion that we're going to submit motions, get a second up, move into the meeting, but actually put the motions out there and then vote on that, is that possible? Is that okay, Councillor Davis? So Councillor Davis, Councillor Sutton, second that, we can second the actual recommendation that the motion is forward.
So basically, motion is that council submit this meeting for those motion of the National General Assembly of July 2024.
We're going into the result.
Thank you. All right, Councillor Beer is moving to the meeting. Second up, Councillor Higgins, we'll go back to the committee. Thank you. All right, now we're in committee. Councillor Davis, down.
So I would like the notice of motion to go to the National General Assembly in regard to financial sustainability of local government. And the key point around that financial sustainability is the story. The financial grants to 1% of tax revenues, as it has been done and not reduced in the previous years. And we need to keep lobbying for this because there's lots of reasons why they're not explored. And one of the reasons last year that the National Assembly put forward is that by the time government counts up all of the revenue that goes to local government, it actually equates to 1% of tax revenues. And that was really not supported by the local government, all the local government associations that were at the meeting. So I would like to see the motion pushing that the 1% tax revenues through financial assistance grants are restored to local government. Well, it'll have to be.
Yeah.
But basically,
So we would find that.
Sorry, just a point of clarification before we get too far. Just to establish the rules of the committee so that we aren't debating without rules. Just like everyone, yes, we don't want everything's policy, so we make it up. Yeah.
Do council like to also put up that motion? Yes. Thank you.
So the National Congress, National Assembly, Chris Australia now to version of it, addressing access and price of insurance in Australia, particularly in the context of extreme weather events and pricing in regional areas. Yes. Access, yeah. So urgently addressing access and price of insurance in Australia, particularly in the context of extreme weather events and pricing in regional areas. Insurance, particularly in the context of extreme weather events. It's not the insurance, the loss, access and loss of insurance.
Is that the answer? We can
Yeah, but the issue is getting it we end up with prices, we're still going to make the campaign to the region from the last national.
Do we have any other?
Yes, I would like to add the following question about working in other levels of government, particularly ours, regards to housing, affordable housing. Someone previously for another conference, put this one again, it's I think the community is really, it's something that's affecting this area in particular. I think we can be pushing and for and the original question around it.
Yeah. We started it. Would you promise that? All right, we promise that
We'll give out that. It's July. David, that's CEO of the Mike, so I'd love to go with them. In Canberra. Go back in information. Get this thing to work. Keep it up with the side, but we're going to send it. Yeah, yeah. Let's do that next. We can do that here. Yeah. That's fine. We'll bring that back to next week. Yeah, that's right. There's a cost there. Yeah, excellent. Are we happy with those three motions to be submitted? Should we get?
Sorry, I think that's good.
All right. All right, we have. This meetings. Get one member out of the meeting, please. Councillor Davis, Councillor Howard, 7. All those in favour? Yeah, all right, so. That's the motion. Okay, so that council puts forward those motions to NG A July. Let's get the following as we spoke about. Councillor Davis, you happy with that? Changes? Thank you. Second, Councillor Davis, will talk about your recommendation.
I firmly believe it's really, really important that we put up notices of motion to speak to the National Assembly. It's always important that local government have a voice to the Australian government, and this is our opportunity. Now we can do it with all the local government councils in Australia all together, and we usually speak with one voice at the least.
Thank you, Councillor Davis. Do I someone talking against the recommendation? No. I think the motion goes to the board. All those in favour? Councillor Stewart, Councillor Higgins, Councillor Summers, Councillor Johnson, Councillor Hopkins, Councillor Davis, Councillor Mitchell, Councillor B, Councillor Hannah, all those against, Councillor Doddy. Thank you. Motion's being carried. Moving on to 11, private notice of motion. Councillor Davis, your motion, would you like to move it? Do I have a second to motion? Councillor Mitchell.
So I put this motion to council in regards to that our November 30 meeting, council consultant to fund the setting overlay study, which was it's really important that we actually has an objective assessment in regard to the community concern, and by requesting putting the letters through to the member from the Mayoral State one requested New South Wales Public Planning undertake the setting under an assessment of the visual impact of the proposed farm. We want to look better informed. So that's the motion speaks for itself, and I think it would actually go a long way to actually addressing many of the people concerns that visual.
Thank you, Councillor Davis. Do I someone talking against the recommendation? Councillor Higgins.
Oh, thank you. The original, I heard which was I think the second overlays the whole area. This one is specific to this one location, and it's my understanding that this is actually a requirement of the agreement. There's a lot of work assessments that have to be done that they will pay for themselves, and it's part of the process that already exists to assess these applications. So, you know, specialists that they would take all of these applications and they have the qualifications to do so. And I think quite critical what is presented to them. So it's not a matter of just chucking something together. They will have to meet a certain standard, and that's the standard that's the same across assessing all of these types of applications. And I think that the teams involved, right? And I think it's also possible by the component themselves, which is usual, and for us to suggest otherwise, it's a little bit dangerous for us because we have the same requirement. But if someone is putting something to us to approve, we don't pay for that, we expect them to pay for it. So my concerns are around process and precedent. I don't think it's appropriate to ask a representative of the level of government that will be assessing this application, and I think it just makes it a bit silly. So I'm not going to support this motion.
Thank you, company. Someone to board recognition council students.
Here's what I looked at this. I think we should at least always have a lot of eggs down there. If we're going to get change in the future, what change is going to certain area or certain and to me, I think it's a very strong argument that this development out there is in a very exposed part of the region. I think by us going down this path, it's showing to the state government, the state planners, the community, the council, elected by the community, we think it's the location. So
They all voted for it.
request the state.
Sure.
It's
But this,
like to put pressure on.
she voted for it, Bob voted for it.
From every conceivable chance that it's not going to do the right. So that's the reason. I do have concerns if it's not the holiday. Where you leave it. Down Byway, County Garage, down long way, I'm good at the way of this too. I can see those there, it's getting impacted by developments. What we have seen that area, in fact, years ago, was a pretty big mistake. Fine land function. So I think we've just got to stand up. We've got real narrow people putting up a very good argument. That's all they preserve.
Passed by exception.
Yeah, I think it's very valid cause. One of we should we're supporting that through one of these.
Correct.
We
Completely
no say
covered up.
what happened. But I think for us, the council, the request come in, the council.
Still going now. They're just dealing with Narelle's motion for the wind farm. No disclosure of interest.
And just see that puts a bit of pressure on the state government, the approved body.
Code of conduct coming up. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know. Cool. Righto. Thanks, mate. Enjoy your trip. Yeah.
Just want to talk against the recommendation.
Possibly just a point of clarification. The motion itself doesn't mention funding of the overlay. And it's not obviously parity. Just wondering, is that the actual request from the for is that goes to nothing to undertake the assessment? Is it actually asking to cover the assessment?
So the request is for New South Wales planning.
Correct. To fund it?
Well, how they do it.
It's your concern that they do it, they charge council for it.
If it's just in the request of someone to say, can you compromise all the voice of the state? So I'm just trying to clarify the funding side of it. I just need a better understanding of the request is and what we are agreeing to do. Because I know that the previous requests have been financial.
I'm happy to attend. The change of the change. So we're changing the word undertake after planning. But just for this one thing. Not yeah. Well, I just think it's too specific.
But if it's recently, and then it's already part of the process. So we're asking to do something we already going to do. That's what it's.
Yeah. Well, do we want to get that clarified before we get it on the see?
So my view is that the department will come back and
Okay, let's see here to clarify. What process for them to do, clear that's part of the process, what not, what to, they do with it. It's the best thing, they funded, this council, we didn't get to do it, so I think it should be done.
Thank you. See, is there any other? Sorry.
I got weird council where people against it. There's something to do with us improvement. That's the issue with power. I think they have to do a solution to support them because of we want to know what it looks like. We don't know. The question, have you ever seen it? No. 300 metres long. They have to show you. We're supporting the people that we go to the vision.
Send that motion on the board is to write the member of narrow Steve one, basically is that off. Is our department on planning to fund and areas and also at the time city for that area. So underway, thank you.
And
That's it.
my knowledge of that, if it ever gets there, how many more do you think that it's fine, it's fine. No, I think we should be. So, there's not have the we don't even know visual like, but it's satisfactory. We don't know.
Sorry, we're in like so give it to the debate. Talking against the recommendation, councillor Numbers.
Thank you. I speak against the recommendation. That's a big information. President, it's not a task that should be paid by the taxpayer or the rate payer. It's actually going to be my opponent, the DA has been done twice, one against the blue sky, one against cloudy sky. That results don't satisfy those who don't like it. It's I don't know how I overcome that, but I do want to make the point that the assumption between us against it is not correct. Representation is saying this is a good thing to do because of the change in the energy. Understand energy just not there. But that is the issue we have for years and years. And we have not where they are, what the nice views that we've got somewhere else. They're all the people who are like most these towns that diversifies their income. It cements their future with a passive income to maintain their families on their farms. These are not their homes, these are the people who benefit from it. And it also sets us up to be part of another energy industry. Post the state logo, we need to be very focused on creating economic development for the future. And I think that it would be it's a risk attractive to go there and say that the overlays have been presented by legitimate companies are not accurate, but you can't see it. Well, we can do that. It's a risk to their reputation to produce something that's not accurate. And the state examining that because the state decides that they're not accurate. I can see why these sorts of applications are now part of a state declaration that if the game was passed, get out of the local area where you do have divergent views. But I don't want us to presume that we are in support of what we are not supporting per se. We should support the process. I don't think we should support any more taxpayer money going into it, but the process travel as it will.
Thank you, councillor. Yes, I'll remember that.
of that, and we basically looks at, scenic values. And we do those things, what they are. Basically, that's what makes this but so the pictures that we see, that's what, that's a scenic value. No, that's a representation of what.
That's true. Yes, I think. What, with my view, things that. People out there. But I think we should be protecting our area as much as we can. Change now, whether it's next down we're on involved, we're going to keep developing them in our as well. But we still got to regard, don't try to encourage development that's not going to give the best outcome in the future. We've got our own going and we've been going for a lot of generations of this farm. It's a single outcome. We should be trying to keep it. Maybe and so I just think that it was just like with the IBM, and now we're going to put them out there. We are the rain, good rain,
Sorry, like, are we debating the wind farm itself? Because this was just about asking the local member to provide a scenic overlay, because I would have said because of the different things if we were debating the wind farm itself. Like, yeah, but we're not debating.
So we're debating the motion.
I don't have a position. I don't think this, they're doing something different.
That's what all the time.
Yeah, that would like win more now.
Well, this one
It's a, thank you. That's good. It's that I was going to make off the door. Sorry. We're moving on. Thank you. Do I have some? I think it's like I think this motion. This is not going to turbines. This is about a stretching country and its scenic beauty. And by putting windmills on it, it's desecrating. It'd be like putting a set of spectacles on a motor. It's sacrilege. It might be sacrilege. So I think that we should be as pushing as hard as we can to get the wind farms across. It's just hands off the rubbers. Thank you, Councillor Mitchell. Anyone like to against make that recommendation before I go to vote reply? No, thank you. Councillor Davis, vote reply.
Thank you. As Councillor Mitchell has just said, this motion is not about the performance. This motion is around requesting that New South Wales Department undertake a scenic overlay system, which would give all parties an independent view on the impact of the proposed reform. We don't have that information at the moment, and it's a huge concern. It doesn't say whether we're for or against, but it gives everybody who is interested in this issue an informed approach to how it's actually going to look and affect a huge scenic system that's well recognised locally and also outside of our area by environmental groups, visitor groups, and special groups. And it's really important that we actually advocated for this. Now, councillor Higgins and some of us are probably correct about the fact that Washington had the New South Wales Department of Land will actually tell us we're going to replace the private funders. They may actually, that may be their reply, but unless we actually ask, we won't have a response. So this motion is around requesting that this CD overlay assessment be taken. And if the New South Wales Department of Land choose not to fund it, then we can then ask, and hopefully they will tell us how that process is actually going to be undertaken, because they're going to hear very loud what the things around their perspective around the effect of this big fund. And Councillor Summers is probably correct with regard to the number of people who are on wind farm. There are a number of people who are against the wind farm. But at this time, we have no understanding what the scenic overlay effect is going to be of the wind farm. And you can see it from every time point of the and it's really important that we have this information to actually give us the people understanding.
Thank you, Councillor Day. That I put the motion. All those in favour of the motion at the top. Councillor Stewart, Councillor Johnson, Councillor Crowley, Councillor Davis, Councillor Mitchell, Councillor Beatty, Councillor. All those against. Councillor Stewart, Councillor Summers, Councillor Williams. Thank you. The motion is carried. Oh, sorry, Councillor. Sorry. Can I say something? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
With that, I quickly. No,